All right, welcome to the August 1st, 2022 special meeting or continued meeting, however you want to look at it, of the Farmington Zoning Board of Appeals. I'm calling the meeting to order and would ask that the secretary read the notice for the record, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a continuation of an online public hearing on Monday, August 1, 2022 at 7:00 p.m. on the following application, Inspired by Opportunity LLC application for modification of variance to include new curb cut and driveway connection in connection with site reconfiguration at 331 South Road, R20 zone. Interested parties are encouraged to participate in this online public hearing. The link to this meeting may be found on the Town of Farmington's website at https://about-farmington/calendar-meetings. A copy of this proposal is available online at www.farmington-ct.org/government/zoning-board-of-appeals or by calling the planning department at Farmington Town Hall at 860-675-2325, dated at Farmington, Connecticut, June 30th, 2022.
Thank you. With regard to the application of Inspired by Opportunity, right? May we first of all hear from the applicant?
Good evening. My name is Kimberly Mazowick, and I'm an engineer with BL Companies. I also have Cody LaRue here with me from our office, and I will be presenting tonight on behalf of the applicant Inspired by Opportunity LLC. And it's the existing Wendy's restaurant on 331 South Road. Garrett, am I able to screen share so I can share the
we don't allow that. I just have the two plans because that was already really needed for this. So I have what I sent to everyone. And if we have anything else, I can fill in stuff too.
Okay, absolutely. Okay. So again, on the bottom of this horizontally is South Road, and then the existing, yep, that's South Road. The mall is across the street down on the bottom of the page, and then 84 is up on the top, abuts this project on the top. And to the left, on the left side, it's really just a wooded area. There is a wetland over there. So we already filed and went through the Wetlands Commission because we're in the upland review area. But essentially the main goal of this project is really just to redevelop the existing Wendy's restaurant. So they want to demolish the existing and put in a new restaurant with a drive-through now that it's allowed over on the right side, which is the town of West Hartford. So if you actually, there's a line, the town line is, yep, right there, Garrett, right down the middle of this. So it's a very odd shaped lot. We've got like, a pointy triangle over on the right, and then it's bisected by the town line here. And on, on the West Hartford side, it's an allowed use in a business district, but on the Farmington side, it's actually in the R20 zoning district. So back in, I think it was 82 or something, there was a special use exception made for this existing paved parking area to be an accessory use to the existing Wendy's building. So the work on specifically on the Farmington side, really, there's a lot of improvements. Actually, let me just take a step back, just overall flow. On the right side here, there's an existing entrance only that's going to be maintained. So you come in and you have the queue lane for the, that's the bypass lane that Garrett was pointing to. There you go. So that's the queue lane. And there's actually, I think, 12 vehicles in there. And then you have a full bypass lane on the upper part. And the dumpster you'll see is being relocated to right there, which is behind the building, because currently it's all the way over to the left on like the top left corner. And yep, and we had spoken and met with the towns, both towns, very quite a bit, I guess, throughout this project. development, and that was one of their requests, was to further the dumpster area from the wetland. So we were able to do that and kind of screen it by putting it behind the building on the West Hartford side. So then you have the parking really all essentially on the Farmington side of the property. And it's a net reduction in impervious surfaces and parking spaces on both sides. So they don't need, they used to have over 60 parking spaces. The requirement, I think, is like 18, and we have 34. So that's all they feel they need. And we reduce the impervious areas on both sides. So the biggest change on this side would be the relocation of the exit to the site. So right there, yep, that's the existing exit for the existing building. And we're looking at shuffling it about 200 feet down, just because it made a lot more sense and worked better with the flow and for delivery trucks, so that they can make all the turning movements and basically go right through the site and do everything on the site. So
would you point out again, please, where the existing exit is?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Yep.
So here's where the existing exit is.
mm-hmm.
And it's being moved down to here.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a few hundred feet, and really, we've had our traffic engineers look at it and everything, as far as not having any kind of negative impacts on the surrounding traffic flow. Really, it's just beneficial to the site here. So we're sliding it down. It seems like it's a win-win-win for everybody. It allows us to be able to reduce the impervious areas significantly. We're also able to I don't know if you might, I can annotate. So this is the current edge of paving here, and we're able to pull that back in significantly as well by doing this. So I think the other thing, so all the, the utilities and everything are readily available, but on this side of the site, over in this area, there is actually an existing septic system that we're going to be able to remove with this project, and we're going to be able to connect a little bit further down the street to the left. We're going to be able to connect to the municipal sewer system with this upgrade. So that's another key benefit. The stormwater management system right now, there's really no treatment. It's just catch basins that discharge. There's a discharge point in the top left corner here, right over in this location. Again, it has a catch basin here, and then it discharges to a flared end section, but there's no treatment. So we're going to upgrade that, and we will put a water quality treatment chamber prior to discharge. And the same on this side, there's like another discharge point over here, and it has no treatment. So we're going to treat the water that's going to that point. Again, it's all a reduced flow, but we are going to treat that. And we're also putting a subsurface infiltration system kind of in this area here for the clean roof water. So we'll be able to do that with this project. We also added a sidewalk all along here. This was a request by West Hartford to have this walk from the street up to the front door here. And then we have landscaping. There's lots of landscaping proposed all around the building. And in this green space here, there's a lot of area to work with. And then on the Farmington side, we tried to replicate pretty much what was going on. So this tree is remaining. There was a big tree here. We're going to plant another one here. There's a couple more in this area, kind of scattered around here on the landscaping plan. But and this all is wooded already, but we did add quite a bit of landscaping to this plan. So. And then the building will be the new Wendy's image. So it's a combination of metal panels and clapboard, or hardy plank, I should say. Hardy plank around here with their new image. So that should be a plus. And then again, the drive-through is really one of the big key elements, and it's located on the back side here, so that really you have quite a bit of curb appeal coming up from this direction. And we also included a photometric plan with this, and we'll put new LED poles, and they'll be dark sky compliant, and they've got cutoff shields so that there's no spillage, and that was included also. But really the intent here is just to continue this use, continue this special use variance. And there's a lot of actually, you know, we're helping to kind of go back in the proper direction and really reduce impervious surfaces and whatnot on this side. So that is it in a nutshell. And
so just some background for the board. As Kimberly stated, in the 80s, there was a use variance granted for the property. This is a residential zone, but it was a business zone in West Hartford. And the board at the time agreed that it was complementary to the area, it would be detrimental to the area, so they approved the parking lot. Wendy's is obviously redeveloping the site, and staff determined that it would require a modification of the use variance because now the exit would be in Farmington instead of West Hartford, and they're reformatting the parking lot, changing the number of spaces, things like that. So it did receive wetlands approval. It's coming to you now, and then following that, it'll have to go to TPZ for final approval for a site plan. The drive-through is in West Hartford. We don't have to worry about that. It's just looking at is it okay that they're moving the driveway from West Hartford into Farmington to get onto South Road. So with that being said, Carrie, would you like me to go through the
do the roll
questions?
call? This roll call is for questions from the commissioners.
Commissioner Weiner?
No questions.
Commissioner Marsh?
Will the exit allow turns near the direction?
Right here, yeah.
Yes.
It's an exit only, and yes, you can turn right or left. And we included a truck turning plan with this just to show them staying on their own side of the road and such, and that they can go through and circulate through the site.
Commissioner Healy?
Is the general feeling that that these improvements are going to make ingress and egress safer for both people on South Road and exiting the parking lot, especially?
Yeah, I feel you add a little more distance, just a little more on that exit down towards the other exit of the mall. And really it's just the flow through here is going to be a lot easier. So you can really get in, get out, and get around throughout the site. So yes, I would say pedestrian on and off the site, and the trucks.
Thank you. No further questions.
Commissioner Walsh?
So the new exit, Commissioner Healy asked the question I was concerned about is the line of sight. I know it's difficult now to get out of the Wendy's. How close is that traffic, is the exit to the traffic light for the exit across the street, West Farms onto South Road?
Are you talking about this one or the one?
Yeah, that would be, it would be the one
Further down.
close to Woodruff.
Okay, so down in this direction, and Cody's on here. I don't know if he knows off the top of his head. I would have to, you can check on Google, hold on.
Yeah, this is Cody, Engineer with Fuel Companies. The new driveway is about 200 feet from that intersection, which is still outside of that exclusive left turn striping.
Okay, all right, I was just curious. All right, thank you. No more questions.
Thank you, Cody.
All right, Commissioner Schoenhorn?
This is a question for you, Garrett. Does the fact that Farmington does not allow drive-through restaurants impact how we should look at this, if for no other reason than the exit from the drive-through requires exiting in Farmington? Has the town staff looked at that?
Yeah, so we have talked about it. It'd be similar to the McDonald's over on the other side of the mall, where the McDonald's restaurant is in Farmington and the drive-through window is in West Hartford. It's something funky like that, where it is technically a different town. As long as the business isn't in Farmington with the drive-through, it doesn't matter for the zoning regulations. I understand what you're saying. it reduces the amount of parking spaces. It's just going to transfer the customers from being parking and getting out and going into the restaurant to driving through. But again, it's only in West Hartford. We're not anticipating a big change to Farmington because of this.
Okay, and as I understand this, the exit, which is closer to the, shall we say, the larger West Farms Mall entrance and exit near Woodruff there, you're going to allow turns, I think, in response to Commissioner Marsh's question, in both directions. So does that mean a person will be able to turn left across at least 2 to 3 lanes of traffic to go towards
West
I
Hartford?
forget what that route 71, whatever that is, further down towards the
Yeah,
entrance to the highway that way.
Yes, so we did discuss that. I think it is only 2 or 3 lanes here. And I believe Cody can correct me if I'm wrong, but the sight lines do meet the requirements for that area and the speed limits in that area. There, as we stated previously, there is the light over here for the mall and there's the light here. But it is, I believe it is sufficient for a left turn out. There is currently the left turn here. It's 200 feet difference. It's probably safer being further away from this entrance to West Farms Mall because there's more traffic over here because you have more people coming in from the other road and turning left into the mall. And then some people turn down here and then the rest are going right into Farmington.
Right, and as far as let's say high volume traffic times, Christmas and whatnot, the fact that the exit is going to be closer to that extra mall entrance and exit will not affect traffic flow. There won't be a standstill of traffic that's going to block exit, or people are going to be cutting in front of cars that are waiting to turn left into the mall or whatnot. Is that something that has been looked at? Is that a problem?
We did do
Go ahead, Jim.
we did do a traffic memo, so this has been looked at. We actually updated the signal plan. There's signal plan improvements and everything that we've gone through with Bruce to really address those things. And just also to speak to that, most roadways and intersections, in fact, all of them, they're not designed for the anomaly of Christmas or things of that nature. They're designed to kind of capture the traffic for 80% of the time. And not kind of those anomaly situations, but it is 2 lanes and there's a dedicated turn lane to go into the mall so that you would be able to, you know, bypass and go around that. So I don't expect any congestion from that.
Okay, thank you. And a couple of more questions. The
Sure.
I-84 improvements, that doesn't affect this area adjacent to your property, does it?
No.
No.
All right. And was any thought given to using impervious asphalt surface for resurfacing rather than the usual bituminous, even if it's going to be less invasive into the wetlands?
There's a reduction in impervious surfaces, but we're milling and overlaying a good portion of this plan. So to rebuild the whole thing and make it permeable paving where you have to add a two foot section just really wasn't feasible.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Nadeem.
All of my questions have been asked. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Cloud.
No questions, Garrett. Thank you.
All right, and Chairman Callahan.
I'm all set, thank you.
All right.
Now that the commissioners have asked their questions, is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the applicant? Hearing no one and seeing no one raise their hand, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the application? Hearing no objection and seeing no one indicating on the Zoom feature that he or she wishes to oppose the application, we may now close the public portion of the hearing. May I have a motion, please, from any one of the commissioners with regard to the applicant's application for a modification of its existing variance?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and just to clarify, the motion, John, is for approval of the application to modify the existing variance, correct?
Correct.
And who seconded? I'm sorry.
Commissioner Cloud.
That's Commissioner Cloud.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Okay, let us, if we could, let's do the same roll call, Garrett, and any comments from any of the commissioners prior to voting on the motion.
Commissioner Healy,
No comment.
Commissioner Cloud.
No comment.
All right, Commissioner Walsh,
No comment.
Commissioner Schoenhorn.
I'll just say that I'm speaking in favor. There already had been a variance previously approved. This is not, this variance of the variance is just a modification of a variance. It does not in any way, in my view, change the prior variance in any significant way, and therefore is within the purview of our board and within our regulations. So that's all I have to say.
All right, Commissioner Dean.
Yeah, just briefly, echoing Commissioner Schoenhorn's comments, there was already a use variance here. This is not deviating in any way from what was previously approved. So I have nothing else to add. Thank you.
And Chairman Callahan.
It seems to me that on the Farmington side, there are improvements being made, and I think we're helping a site. The site's going to be improved, and it sounds like it's going to be a business-friendly development as well. And I'm glad West Hartford's getting the dumpster.
Right, the vote is unanimous. The motion passes.
Well, the comments, we haven't really had a vote yet. Maybe
I'm sorry.
The comments, I agree with you, were abstentions or positive. But I believe that we do need a vote on the motion and the second. I'm sorry, we need a vote on the motion.
Yeah, I'll go through it again.
That by roll call as well.
Correct. Yep. Commissioner Healy,
Aye.
Commissioner Walsh,
Aye.
Commissioner Schoenhorn,
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeem,
Aye.
Commissioner Cloud,
Aye.
and Chairman Callahan.
Aye.
Now the motion is unanimous and it passes.
Thank you very much. And thank you all for having this special meeting for us. I know we've have lots of permitting with 2 towns involved, so it's much appreciated because we had the little hiccup with the abutter notices, but we got that down. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.
I believe the next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the July 18th meeting. Is that correct, Garrett?
Correct.
May we have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
The minutes have been approved. Is there anything that we need, Garrett, to your knowledge, before a motion to adjourn?
Nope, that's it.
All right. May we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thanks, everyone, for joining this evening.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.